Okay, can you please rise? We're going to do the pledge. All in favor? Okay, the meeting is now opened. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Jean Desposito. I am the board president this year. Welcome to our first board meeting of the new school year. I think we're going to start with the minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the July 5th reorganization meeting and the regular board meeting minutes? Can I get a second? All in favor?
I have to abstain.
Okay.
Who's not present?
And yes, so that's 4 yes, 1 abstain. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the August 3rd special meeting of the board?
So moved.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Mr. Caputo, can I get the treasurer's report, please?
The treasurer's report for June 2022 was presented to the board last week. If the board has questions on the monthly report for June, they can ask now or at a later time.
Does anyone have any questions?
Nope.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the treasurer's reports? Can I get a second? All in favor?
Yes.
Yeah. Can I get the financial reports, please, for the month of June?
The monthly financial reports for June 2022 were provided to the board last week. If the board has any questions on any of the various reports for June, they can ask now or at a later time.
Does anyone have any questions?
Nope.
No? Can I get a motion to approve those reports, please?
So moved.
Can I second? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now that the housekeeping's taken care of, welcome. It's always nice to see people here. And welcome to those watching from home. Dr. Lewis, can you do your report, please? Thanks.
Thank you. Welcome back to everyone and to a year, another year of outstanding accomplishments. I know that you know our theme for the year will be unstoppable. And I do mean that we will be unstoppable in trying to accomplish all of the goals that you have set for us. So we have a presentation, just a brief one, to remind you of the accomplishments that we were able to bring to fruition last year, with our theme being unlocking possibilities. Recall that this year was a year when we were still under COVID restrictions in some part. Yet we were able to raise, the students were able to raise $7.3 million in scholarships. 99% of the students had Regents diplomas. And for the 5th year in a row, we were ranked on America's Best High School, top 11% in the nation. 90% of our students attended 2- and 4-year colleges. Advanced Regents diploma, 57%. This is one of the areas that we are going to be working on as a goal for the high school. But 78% of our class of 2022 took a college course or an AP course. That is a real goal of making sure it is the single greatest factor for identifying college readiness. So we were pretty proud of that. 11 students earned New York Seal of Biliteracy, and 15 scholar athlete teams. Again, I charged Mr. Pillen, there were 3 teams that were not scholar athletes, so we're hoping that the other 3 teams will also. So all teams being scholar athlete teams is what we're gunning for. And of course, on the music side of the house, we were again named one of the best communities for music education. And everyone knows of our success with the renaming of Linder Place, and we look forward to the village of Malvern when they do, in fact, have the new name for that street. But it was a real accomplishment that we want to celebrate. For that, well, I'll talk about the Seal of Civil Readiness later, but the AP program that we have here is so vibrant. Now, I want you to know, I've been a superintendent for a very long time. So when students become national scholars, it's a pretty big deal. And we had 3. Now remember, our graduating class was 133 students. I've been in districts where my graduating class is 700 students. And I never had 3 national, never ever had 3 national AP scholars. So the fact that we are able to turn out 3 national AP scholars, one, by the way, is a junior. So he is a junior, Raymond. He is not only a junior, he is, he's on his way, I think, to one of our academies this year. Fully supportive. He's an Eagle Scout. You'll sure, by all means, meet him this year, but we wish him all the best as he pursues a very stellar career. And then we send Joffrey and Shane off, along with so many of our other AP scholars, but these 2 were our national scholars. We're very, very proud. What that means is that they earned an average of 4, and I see some students in the audience, so you have some goals that we have to hit. They earned an average of 4 on 8 or more APs. 8 or more APs. In this case, Raymond, who is a junior, earned that for 9 APs, and he still will be taking some more APs this year. And Joffrey earned it for 14 APs. It means that they begin college as sophomores. They earned a freshman college or more as being in high school. So that's a goal that we hope that we can have many of our students attain. And again, kudos to our teachers for the preparation that they've done. We couldn't do this without a very rigorous program and a very committed faculty, so we thank them. I spoke just briefly about the Linder Place. The New York State has recognized us we are now going to be having on the diploma for some of those kids the Seal of Civic Readiness. Certainly all the kids who were involved in renaming the street will earn a seal, but there are other things that we can become involved in that will earn those new students a seal of civic readiness, and we are going to be pursuing that. So I bring to you the Promise of Malvern, and I can only tell you that I personally have made my promise to this community, and my promise is to create caring, engaging learning spaces so that each child, family, and staff feels a sense of belonging and the responsibility of successful trajectories for all. And I know that I'm going to be engaging my staff in what their promise will be for this year and for the future of Malvern. And I wonder that whether those parents who received my letter, welcome back letter, please remember that there is that link in the letter to Thought Exchange that asks, what do you want from us? What are your concerns? What are you looking for? Because it's from those responses that we will carve out the program for you this year to meet your child's needs. So we really want to make this a very personalized year for you, and I hope that you will go on and complete that thought exchange. Our commitment to our families is that, and this is for all staff, every student must have daily access to caring learning spaces. That's most important. Deeply engaging, meaningful work. Teachers with high expectations of them. Grade level appropriate assignments. Accurate and timely information about student progress. So those are the commitments that I make to the families and that I want you to hold me accountable for, because my staff will be. We will open, I don't know if there's something out there in the atmosphere, but we're going to open school. I don't know what's going on in our 10th grade, or they are coming. So we have a graduated class of 133. We're at 186 for the 10th grade class. We have large classes coming into the high school, which is a good thing. that means that I'm going to have to come to the board for more staffing, because we are committed to keeping our staffing levels at the level that kids can produce and that teachers can work with. So already I'm asking for more staffing. We opened up a kindergarten section. When I met with you, when was it, August 3rd? I asked you for a kindergarten section because that was exploding, and we wanted to keep those numbers down. Very important that our primary classes are low class size. So I show you what our enrollment is right now. The asterisk, these 2020, 21, 2021, 22 are beds numbers. That is the official number that we take in October. The number on the right, which is 22, 23, is our opening day number, which means I'll come back to you in October when it's an official registration, because, you know, kids, a lot of people enroll this week. I don't know why, but they do enroll. And, you know, and when that happens, it means that we have to find staffing. And, you know, we were fully staffed as of August 3rd. We were fully staffed. We just had a resignation today for a brand new person who was coming and has chosen to go to another district. So we have an opening there. And we had to add some math sections at the high school because our geometry classes were getting too large. But thank you to the board, very supportive, and to Mr. Caputo for always being resourceful and helping us to find the funds. It means that we have to take it from somewhere else. But remember, we want to hear from you, so I want to end with that. If you're in the audience, please look at the letter. You can look at the link that's there and send us your concerns, what your hope, what are you looking forward to. Students can answer it. I know some students actually did, and to the thought exchange. But we really want to hear from you so we can tailor-make your experience to have the best year ever, because that's what we want. So I think we're ready. The staff are coming in on Thursday. I heard from the new teachers today. Some of our veteran teachers met with our staff, our new staff today, and all I can say is I left inspired. These are committed teachers who came to Malvern, chose Malvern, and are so proud. 15 years later, we heard from someone 25 years later, feeling that there's such a family here and that people care about each other and that they wouldn't choose any other place to work but Malvern because of the wonderful children that they meet, the parents that they have, and most important, the community of staff members that are here supporting each other. And I see the president of the union is in the audience. Is that you, Michelle? Thank you for all the work that you do with your staff. And we're looking forward, if the PTA, PTA, I can't say enough about them. They're going to be feeding all of the staff on the first day of school. We thank them in advance. They always do a nice luncheon for them. I want everyone listening to join the PTA. It's a very simple thing to do, but we want 100% participation of staff and 100% participation of parents. I'm actually going to be the liaison, believe it or not, as if I don't have enough to do. I'm going to be the liaison for PTA and Nassau County. Yeah, I'm the superintendent that will step up to do that because I really believe in PTA and I think that they can change what happens in our schools. So thank you to all the ladies and some gentlemen who participate in the PTA, and I hope everybody listening will join the PTA. I'm really looking forward to this year. There are lots of great things happening, and I see some students in the audience, so again, ready to be civically engaged, I see. Great. Yes, please.
Thank you, Dr. Lewis. Going back to our AP. Going back to our AP scholars, this is not the first time that the Malvern School District has produced multiples of national AP scholars. It really is a very, very difficult achievement to achieve. And just 4 years ago, we had 4 AP scholars, and we've had multiples, I think, of 2. So this isn't a stroke of luck. This is something that the school district has done consistently. It's been a goal of ours to bring more AP and more rigorous academic classes in, and our children rise to the challenge of taking those, and our teachers and administrators give them the support they need to do well on those courses, and that's the result. So our kids really stand out. Speaking of AP courses and others, we have not revisited our grading policy for quite some time, and as we have added more other types of rigorous courses, in addition to additional AP courses, we have college level courses in languages and math. We have dual enrollment courses where the kids take a course and receive direct credit from various local colleges such as Farmingdale and Malloy. And we also have the PLTW program in engineering and biomedical, and they receive credits from, I think, Rochester, and I forget who gets the biomedical, but they also receive direct credits from schools. Thank you. I apologize for that. So, speaking of the grading policies, we've been sort of assigning weights to classes on an ad hoc basis, and we decided that we needed to revisit the policy comprehensively. So on the table outside is a draft revised weighting policy for our upper level classes. And it is on the website. If you go to the Malvern School District website, you can read the draft policy that is still under consideration. It is being discussed among the board. We're trying to find something that is as fair as possible and represents the rigor of the work that the children are doing in their classes. I do believe there'll be some changes to the policy as drafted. I think what's under consideration is to add a third level of weighting between honors and AP to reflect the vigor of our college level courses, such as dual enrollment courses and PLTW. If you have, please take a look at the policy. This affects your children, and if you have comments, please send them to the board or email the superintendent, however you want to communicate with us, or come to the meetings, and we'll be revising the policy and hopefully we will consider all of your comments as well. So that is on the consent agenda as item number 11, I believe, is just the reading of the draft policy. And just to acknowledge that our teams have worked very hard over the summer, various workshops, college workshops, remedial courses for students who might have fallen behind of COVID, so much work on the facilities. They've really worked very, very hard to get the schools prepared for this fall, and I thank them very much. The board thanks them very much for their outstanding efforts. Okay, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Before you go on, if I could speak about the track, because I know that there was some might be questions on the community, just the delay in getting the track ready.
Sure. Thanks, Dr. Lewis. Good evening. Dr. Lewis was asking to give an update on the Malvern track and field at the high school. The turf itself is complete. We actually were able to complete that just before graduation. The senior class got to celebrate out there. However, the track was a bit delayed. At this moment, the delay was due to the paint itself. So the track that's out there currently is the track. It is black. We are not keeping the black track. We are going to be painting that navy blue. That's going to require 2 working days. The paint's set to arrive September 7th, 2 days after Labor Day, and we're trying to accomplish that following weekend between the 10th and the 11th. Once that's painted, it requires 1 day of lining, which will give us all the lines for the track, which makes it the track, which is a 1-day process. So there's 3 more working days. So we just ask that you bear with us these next couple of weeks until we can finish up this track. Again, the turf is usable. We have been using that, but we're going to hold off on opening up to the rest of the community until we finish the painting and the lining of it. But we are anticipating to have this all complete before homecoming. So I appreciate it, and thank you again for your patience.
Does any other board member have any comments to make on the grading policy discussion? No? Okay, thank you. So I need a motion to approve as the consent agenda items 8 through 11.
So moved.
Can I get a second? Yes. All in favor?
Yes.
Now can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda items 8 through 11?
So moved.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes, okay. It's unanimous. Okay, we're going to move on to public participation. Since it's the beginning of the year, I'd like to just go over the rules for public participation. We'll say it once, and then the rules are always outside when people come, so you can review them when you come in. But just to set off the year right, we're going to go over the rules quickly. Persons wishing to speak should come up to the front and say their name and address, and any organization they may be representing. Comments should be as brief as possible, focused, and related to district matters on the agenda. All other questions related to non-agenda items should be submitted in writing to the district office for response by the superintendent or the board. Forms are provided for that purpose. All speakers will be limited to 3 minutes and 1 question at a time. No speaker shall be given a second opportunity to speak unless all those wishing to speak have had an opportunity to speak and time remains within the designated public participation part. Any speakers who did not have an opportunity to speak shall have their names recorded by the district clerk and given an opportunity to speak ahead of other speakers at the next meeting. We've never not allowed someone to speak, so we'll stay here for as long as you want. Discussion involving individual students or personnel is not permitted. These items are to be directed to the superintendent of schools during business hours. These matters are confidential, so they cannot be brought up during the public comment section. And all remarks should be directed to me as the board president. Community members are not permitted to ask questions or poll individual board members or debate or poll other community members in attendance. We request that citizens refrain from repetitious comments so that time can be allocated to hear other views and perspectives. Members of the public are encouraged to present written comments regarding matters involving the business of the school district and its programs, and the board will exercise its privilege to limit or end public participation when necessary. Hopefully that will never happen, and it has never happened. So those are the rules. Please, it helps to follow those rules to have productive conversations with our community, and that's why I wanted to reassert them. So, public participation. Is there anyone who would like to come and address the board? Come. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you guys here. Thank you so much for coming to speak. Are each of you going to speak?
Yes.
Okay, so each of you should individually state your name and make your comment, and then move to the next so we know who we're hearing from.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Akil Ali from Limerick, New York.
Good evening. My name is Kim DeBea McGually from Malvern.
Good evening. My name is Julian Benoit. I'm from Limerick, New York.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Sebastian Rueda, and I'm from Limbrook, New York.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jaden Cruz, and I am from Limbrook, New York.
This evening, we are joined by our friends with a request for the school district. During our orientation at Howard T. Herber Middle School, we learned that the middle school grass field is unavailable for playing during recess. Since we are accustomed to being able to play sports and be active during our recess time, this news was very saddening to many of us. As a group, we have come together to brainstorm some reasons and possible solutions that may help benefit all parties involved.
To begin, recess is essential for the mind, body, and soul. It gives us an opportunity to relax, unwind, and participate in free play and socialization time. Many of us love sports and use recess time to help improve our skills and physical abilities. During recess, kids are also introduced to new sports, and it gives them a chance to try something new without fear or commitment. Being able to use the grass field for sports can help promote personal interactions and teamwork. Being able to use the grass field for exercise helps us maintain healthy habits. Being physically active can also help us release some of that bottled up energy and be more ready and more focused for class and learning. In addition, it helps to be able to spread out and have more space during recess time. Being as COVID is still very active, having more space can help us to be better social distance and provide comfort for those who would rather not be right on top of each other. More space outdoors also means less students bumping into each other or getting hit by soccer balls or footballs, which could be a safety hazard. Lastly, we feel that being limited to the blacktop for recess time will only promote more screen time and cell phone use. With no other options available, kids are left to using devices which only increases their screen time for each day. Especially since we will be relying heavily on iPad use for our classes, recess should be a time where we can unplug and participate in physical activities instead.
As Sebastian said, having a larger place to play, like a playground, is essential for many reasons. For starters, if we had a larger place to play, it can increase the self-esteem of kids so they won't feel pressured and interact with others. It also gives us a break so we can focus and relax on students so they won't feel pressured for what comes next for school. If we had a playground space or area to like the field, we could play games like soccer, kickball, and football, and others. We would also be getting exercise by doing those things. That will help us with our heart and lung function. Unfortunately, we don't have space for those things, which means we'll be on top of each other and eating each other's faces. We won't be 6 feet apart. What I'm trying to say is we should have a larger place to play for HDH.
We understand that using the grass fields can be a challenge. Oh. I don't know how to put this back in. Okay. But we have some ideas and possible solutions to help alleviate your concerns. Use of the entire field may not be possible, but maybe we could use just a portion of the grass field. We propose to designate a space for outdoor recess play by using cones or caution tape to block off certain areas. We could ask for student or parent volunteers to help set up the cones and monitor the space. These same monitors could also remind other students when they get too close to the designated field border. For those students who violate the recess field rule, this privilege could be revoked for a specific amount of time or indefinitely as you see fit.
Thank you to the school members and the entire Malvern community for listening to our request. We look forward to your response in helping us become happier, smarter, friendlier, and more focused kids.
What grade are you guys in?
I gotta say, we're so impressed with you guys. That was very detailed and well-spoken, and you obviously put a lot of thought. And I want to assure you guys that we understand that this is an important issue, and it is under discussion by the administration and the school board. We're trying to find solutions. It is an issue of safety and staffing, and as you know, staffing is a big issue in many areas in the school. So we're going to, unfortunately, I can't give you a resolution or an answer tonight, but we are going to try and consider your concerns and your very well spoken and explained concerns, and also your offered solutions. So thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate seeing our young students advocating for themselves so effectively. Is there anyone else who would like to approach the board? Please, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Elisa Tom, and I am the president of the Kiwanis Club of Malvern. Good evening, Ms. Esposito, the board. I just wanted to introduce myself and to let you guys know that we're here. We were created during COVID in March of 2021, and during that school year it was a bit challenging to try to get anything started. Okay, sure. So I wanted to let you guys know that we're here to partner with the schools, with the high school, the middle school, and if possible even the elementary school, to be able to provide for the students service leader club opportunities, and to reach out again to the administrators. We started a little bit last year. We kind of didn't get it off the ground. And to reach out to the PTA in light of Dr. Lewis's report on some of the wonderful things that they're planning to do. Civic engagement is important, service and volunteering is important, and college readiness is important. And one of the things is that we know that we have bright and talented students, but when they are applying across the United States, nation, international, and they're competing with 90,000 other applicants, what can we do to make our students shine? So when they look at that college application, if we can provide more service opportunities, leadership opportunities for them, that it will just help them be able to reach their goal of attending whatever school it is that they want. So we just want to be able to provide that, and we will be reaching out to administration to see how we can make that happen. So.
The beginning of the year, it's going to be better now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you bringing these opportunities to the school district. It's right in line with what is one of our big goals for the year. The State Education Department, as Dr. Lewis has mentioned, has created a seal of civic engagement, and we are one of the first schools to be eligible for that. And so the more opportunities that we can give our children and our students to find and participate in civic projects, the better. And for all the reasons that you stated, it not only teaches them how to be responsible citizens and advocate for themselves, but also sets them apart when they move on to college. So it's a big goal, and we need all the community partnerships we can get. So thank you very much.
Well, the good thing about Kiwanis is that it can start as young as elementary school, so we can foster that sense of confidence and being able to do things and broadening their ideas on civic engagement, on helping out, on community, and fostering it from young all the way up until high school. And they also have college groups as well, so they can go into a college that may have a strong club already, and they're just used to doing that, so that becomes a part of their character.
So we'll have administration reach out to you
Okay.
to work more closely and make this all happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.
Is there any other member who would like to? Is there anything online? Nothing online? Going? Gone. I think that's the first time everybody's in Aruba, if only. Okay, so I will now end the public comments section. Thank you very much for those who had participated. I think we have dates to talk about. Okay, September 1st is the opening day for teachers, Superintendent's Conference Day. September 5th, the Labor Day, schools will be closed. September 6th is the first day of school. September 13th, we will have our September Board of Education meeting at 8 p.m. Here. On September 18th is the Malvern High School Marching Band competition at Brentwood. They have a really terrific program this year. I encourage everyone to come out and see it. And I know that the home show is going to be October 1st. So definitely plan on coming to see the Pride of Malvern perform. Malvern's homecoming will be on September 24th. Unfortunately, that is the same day as the Malvern Village-wide garage sale, but I think people can come out and shop and then come help celebrate us. our homecoming. The parade is at 11:30 a.m. As you all know, you need to hit those garage sales early to get the best stuff, so come out early and then come to homecoming. The game will be at 2 p.m. On September 26th and 27th, the schools will be closed to observe the Rosh Hashanah holiday. Did I miss any? Okay, I need a motion. Okay.
On September 28th, is it 28th? Oh, right. We are going to have a very important guest in the house on September 28th. I want everybody to mark their calendar. We have world-renowned Dr. Stephen Dewey, who is expert on adolescent addictions, and we have secured him for to speak to our young people as well as to parents. It is so important that you hear what he has to say. Just like a teaser, when I attended his session, he talked about the impact of gaming on addiction. That gaming, Fortnite and all of these games, begins the addiction. And then what happens is you look for a new high, and that they have linked the same kind of brain movements of those kinds of games with gaming with leading to addictive behaviors with harder drugs. So it's really, really important to hear. Whenever I leave his sessions, I'm astounded at the new information that we know about addiction, and it is never too early for parents to hear it and for young people to hear it. Because if we are going to change what happens with regard to addiction and the brain, its impact on the brain, you're going to be wide open, your ears, please come and listen, and you will learn a lot. So it's September 28th, 7 p.m. right here. Is it the 29th? Sorry, is it 29th? Gave you the wrong date. It's here, right? It's Thursday. I was looking at the wrong calendar. It's in your calendar. It's in your calendar, September 29th, and it will be, no, it's the 28th. It is the 28th. Oh, so it's not on the calendar. Oh, okay. Sorry, it didn't hit the calendar. I guess we got him later. I thought we had it in the calendar. But I will be putting that out in my weekly letters. Please, Dr. Stephen Dewey. You can Google him. No more larger expert than he. So, please.
Thank you once again for all coming. Can I get a motion to close?
So moved.
Can I get a second, please? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we're done. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.